Now, moving on to Hillary Clinton. As you know, we talked about this also. I mentioned it last night or was it last Friday? Hillary Clinton has decided that she wants to appeal to Republicans because Republicans are just crapping themselves because Donald Trump is their new leader, even though the Republicans gave him their party, their voters, deliberately and consciously. The way these Republican leaders have treated this country, their own constituency, over the past 35 years, no shit, Sherlock. Donald Trump comes out of the woodwork like the cockroach that he is, and everybody's surprised in the Republican Party leadership. You guys are so brain dead, it's just unbelievable. So you have all these disaffected or infected, whichever, take your pick, Republicans who don't know what to do, Republican leadership, and the country club Republicans. Not the slime, not the crazy religious right, not the working class Republicans that the Republican leadership has just pissed all over for the past 35 years. Not them. But the Bush level and the upper 25%. I'm not going to say the 1%, but 25%. They don't know what to do, and some of them are saying, "Well, we're just not going to vote." Well, Hillary Clinton, never one to miss an opportunity to just absolutely show what she's really about. This ex-Goldwater girl has put the word out that, hey, you're welcome to come into my campaign, come into my camp. I'm going to be president. Why don't you come and vote for me? Well, there was a letter to the editor in the Times. The article that I quoted that from was Clinton sets out to convert Republican voters turned off by Trump. That was, I think it was in Sunday's paper. So, a letter to the editor of the Times. Listen, Hillary Clinton's plan to attract disaffected Republicans to her camp is a very perilous strategy. Republicans, no matter how much they dislike Donald Trump, are far more likely not to vote at all than they are to vote for a Democrat. In tacking far enough to the right to appeal to Republican voters, Mrs. Clinton risks losing a significant part of her base. I don't think so. I think a significant part of her base are closet Republicans anyway. But the writer goes on, most of Bernie Sanders supporters will support Mrs. Clinton at the polls only if they see enough difference between her policies and the Republicans. If Mrs. Clinton moves too far to the right, however, she will forfeit these votes. An attempt to be all things to all voters will lose more votes from Democrats than it will gain from Republicans. 8 years ago, Mrs. Clinton and her advisors snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. If they do so again this year, the result will be disastrous. Isn't that the truth? And then on one of the news shows or cable shows or something, there are some polls out now that show Donald Trump has gained considerably on Hillary Clinton. And in some battleground states, it's so close it falls within the margin of error of the polls. And in a couple of those battleground states, Trump is actually leading. Now, consistently, polls have shown that Bernie Sanders would wipe the floor with Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton may go down in flames again, and then the country goes down in flames. Do you think the Democratic Party leadership is awake enough to put two and two together and say, son of a bitch, we have got to do something? Mrs. Clinton, will you drop out? Right. Right. Yeah.